This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If so be she may be healed. Verse 9. We would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one into his own country, for her judgment reacheth unto heaven, and is lifted up even to the skies. Verse 10. The Lord hath brought forth our righteousness. Come, and let us declare in Zion the work of the Lord our power, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai. Yahweh is the name who the world ignorantly calls God, and Yahushai is his son who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. First and foremost, I want to give all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Rukah, Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone who well and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai's sake. I'm Brother Samak from the GMS Miami camp. And yes, the reason why I brought out the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51, verse 8 through 10, is that not only do you have to worry about this so-called pandemic, coronavirus, all right, COVID-19, not only do you have to worry about the riots and the protesting and the racial tensions happening here in America, all right? Not only do you have to worry about the wars and rumors of wars that America has been engaged in, you also have to worry about America, Babylon, all right? The ongoing, unprecedented bankruptcies that are about to start hitting the average American household. And this is the reason why Babylon, which is America, cannot be healed. This is the reason why the Lord has pronounced judgment on this place, and this is the works of the Lord. And that's why we're declaring it, showing the works of the Lord, okay, to the whole world. Do you see what happens when you go against God and his words, all right? When you go against God and his people and do the things, all right, to his prophets, go against his prophets, this is what happens. Judgment. All right? America, you are not recovering. America will never be great again. You're going to experience pain and suffering all the way to the nukes drop. You better bank on that. Oh, I forgot. Y'all don't have a lot of money in your banks. Bankruptcies are hitting. So let's get into this article. Americans' households are about to get hit by a devastating wave of bankruptcies. Now, why is that? Well, because of the whole COVID-19, which is really, I call it the cloak, all right, the cover-up, because the American businesses were closing down anyway because they were in so much perpetual debt, all right, and they couldn't pay off their debts, and now they're just using COVID-19 as an excuse, but that's neither here nor there. Because of all these jobs closing due to the COVID-19, quote unquote, they haven't been able to recover. And all these new policies like social distancing, only 25% in a store, all right, 25% capacity in a store. So what does that leave? A lot of people out of work, a lot of people unemployed and not even collecting unemployment benefits, just claiming unemployment, which is causing bankruptcies, which is going to prove that America, you can't survive. Because if a man or a woman or a family can't eat, what do you think they're going to do? You think the riots and protesting are bad now? You haven't seen sedition of men. You haven't seen the insurrection. Hold up. Let me get that scripture. Let's go to Second Esdras. All right. This is what the prophets of Great Millstone through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai have been saying, starting with the apostles, 30 plus years, 35 plus years, 25, 30 plus years, 25 plus years been saying, right? That there's going to be a mass insurrection, sedition among men because of the lack of bread. And you know what? Let's start with 2nd Esdras 15 and 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein, right? And it ain't just America, it's on a global scale, all right? But America is going to be hit the hardest because it is the most wickedest kingdom on earth right now. So it has to get hit the hardest. 15. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? Are we seeing beginning stages of that? All right. Are we seeing the riots and protesting here in America? Hey, and did you forget the riots and protesting last year, 2019? They called it the year of protesting, which every major country, all right, there was protesting going on. For example, Hong Kong, China, Paris, France, all right, Venezuela, to name a few. That was going on. 16. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Ooh. So aren't we seeing that now? Huh? Aren't we seeing now the mass, sedition among men, and they're not listening to their mayor, they're not listening, all right, to their senators, they're not listening to the sheriff, so on and so forth. They're not listening to Donald Trump. They're rioting and protesting, looting, breaking, all right? And that's small. That's small, right? You Edomites, you so-called white people, you stole this country from the Native Americans, so-called Native Americans, Gad and Reuben, all right? Gad, so-called Native Americans, and Reuben, Seminole Indians, all right? You stole this land from them, all right? Then you made Southern Kingdom, mainly Judah, build it up. Free labor, okay? You've been looting and stealing since the inception of this country. So, I do not shed a tear. I do not care that, your little small business got ransacked for a couple of bucks. You're in debt anyway. All you companies are in debt. So so all your bailouts are looting, too, by the way. Check this out. Which major retail companies have filed for bankruptcy since the coronavirus pandemic hit? Here's the list. From iconic department stores to entertainment giants, the coronavirus has seemingly spared none one in its devastation of the U.S. economy. Babylon cannot be healed. That's why you're seeing sedition among men. That's why you're seeing the rioting and the protesting and one invading one another. And it's only going to get worse because neighbors are going to invade neighbors. Oh, best believe it. All right? When people are starving and they see their children starving, what do you think they're going to do? And there's no jobs anymore. All right? For iconic department stores to entertainment giants, the coronavirus has seemingly spared no one in its devastation of the U.S. economy. Falling consumer demand, reduced entertainment spending, and stay-at-home orders mandating certain businesses stay closed continue to take their toll on a retail industry that has been struggling for the past several years as consumers pivot to online shopping. And now there's disruption among online shopping too because of COVID-19. Because places like Amazon, for example, all right, people have been testing positive and they can't show up to work. So that's less people in the workforce, all right? And then you got looting and rioting. So now they're closing down their factory. They're closing down their warehouses, all right? So yeah, you have famines coming. Babylon can't be healed. Sedition among men. You're seeing it. This is only going to get worse. It's not going back, all right? This is the new norm. Even with the slow reopening of the economy as lockdowns beginning to lift, social distancing measures may continue for months. That will impact store capacity for retail and restaurants. For some businesses, these temporary changes could indicate bigger problems. While bankruptcy doesn't inherently mean that a company will go out of business, it's more financial restructure. It does spell new changes to come, right? Meaning layoffs, meaning certain stores have to close down, they'll never reopen. That's why you're going to see, once again, for there shall be, 2nd Esdras 15 and 16, for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings, right? They're not going to listen to Donald Trump. They're not going to listen to their mayor, to their governor, okay? They're not going to listen to the police force. When you have starving children and there's no jobs, what are you going to do? Steal, kill, rob, and kill. You get it? They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, right? You have in Chicago, for example, Chicago, this scripture speaks Chicago right now, all right? They are literally blocking off bridges, okay? I saw a video from one of the elders, I believe his name is Aria, from Chicago. He was talking about he had to go an hour to go to Walmart to get basic necessities. Okay, so this is happening now, and it's only going to get worse. 18, for because of their pride, right, you Americans have been in your pride for far too long. All right? You've been wicked. You've been evil. All right? Especially our people, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and the Americans, because you're the children of Israel. You're supposed to be seeking the Lord, all right, following his ways, his laws, his statutes, his commandments, and you refuse to. So now you got to experience this pain because you're going to be the main one suffering. Yeah, the low-level Edomites will be suffering, the two-time losers, but you 2/3 here in America, you're going to be suffering worse because you've always been at the bottom. Now you ain't got no jobs, and hey, it's going to be crazy. You got to worry about your neighbor. You got to worry about the military, all right? Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid, right? Men shall be afraid. That's in the Bible, all right? If you don't like it, take it up with God. 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? You're going to see race wars, class wars, all right? Hey, you're going to see Esau go against Esau, Jake go against Jake, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, right? What's the modern day sword? The gun, the shotgun, right? A crossbow, a sword. Hey, I've been seeing now with these protests, you have people running around with crossbows, swords, shotguns, AR-15s, and of course, you got the military. The military's got to feed their family too, all right? They're going to be stealing your stuff. Oh, yeah. And spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Why? Because it's judgment. So that means there's famine because the Lord said there will be a famine, right? Didn't Yahushua say that? Wait, you so-called Christians, where you at, man? Where are you Christians at? You so-called Christians. Hold up. Check this out. This is Yahushua speaking. Let's get to the point. Matthew 24, verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, right? Nation, all right, race, all right? Edomites against Israelites, okay? Israelites against Moabites, especially here in America. This is a melting pot, so every nation is going to cling to themselves, all right? And kingdom against kingdom, right? Oh, you're going to have Esau versus Esau, all right? Not only here, America's a house divided I cannot stand, all right? But in Russia, in Europe, European Union, all right? And there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places, right? And there shall be famines. It's been reported food insecurities hitting an all-time high here in America, right? Just Google it. Yahoo Finance reported it. All right. Feeding America, the number one agency, nonprofit that distributes food to the hungry. They said that food insecurity is at its highest all-time high. 1 out of 3 adults will have food insecurity. 1 out of 2 children would have food insecurity. Google it. Look it up. Babylon can't be healed. This place is done. And there shall be famines and pestilence, right? You want to use your COVID-19. But guess what? There's Ebola. I just saw a report. Ebola's kicking off in the Congo. It'll come over here. You got Zika. You got West Nile virus. West Nile virus down here in Miami, South Florida. All right. You've got hepatitis A, typhus, the Black Plague. Oh, yeah. There's going to be many. Look, it says pestilence. So it's more than one virus, more than one disease coming. All right. That's already here and more to come. And earthquakes, right? Earthquakes in diverse places. All right. You're going to see big earthquakes all here, all throughout America and abroad. So these are the times that we're living in. Let's get into this article. It says the United States has been hit by an unprecedented wave of unemployment since the start of the coronavirus pandemic. Nearly 39 million Americans have filed new unemployment claims, and the unemployment rate has hit a staggering 14.7%, right? And you notice these numbers just keep on jumping, okay? So yeah, you got 39 million unemployed. Only a fraction are actually receiving those benefits. And we're right now, when did they start closing down stores because of the COVID-19? In March, April, May, June. We're going on to the 4th month now. So yeah, what do you think's about to happen? Oh yeah, sedition among men, purging. I'd like to call you clowns here in America a bunch of purge babies because you're going to purge each other. This crisis, however, has yet to roll over into a second wave of consumer bankruptcy filings, with fewer than 40,000 reported in April, 10-year low for the month. While businesses and individuals can declare bankruptcies, individuals make up the vast majorities of filings, right? Because when companies close down, employees get laid off, and then they'll be the ones to file bankruptcy. All right, it's just the trickle-down economics, if you want to call it. Due to the high correlation between unemployment and consumer bankruptcy, a surge of filings can be expected in the coming weeks. That's what's coming. This will likely result in the contraction of the credit industry, right? No more borrowing. And if you can't borrow money, that's a wrap. Babylon can't be healed. With the most in need borrowers potentially finding it more difficult to access credit. The magnitude of this bankruptcy wave, however, will be determined by 3 factors: the amount of U.S. households owed divided by the amount they earn. Well, if they don't have a job and they owe a lot, what do you think is going to happen? The impact of Congress attempts to rescue the economy. Congress is worried about their own behind. That's why they're building their bunkers. That's where they're hiding out. And what creditors do from here? The creditors are done with America. All right? The creditors are done with America. Babylon can't be healed. Because you want to know why? It's judgment season. Zephaniah. Zephaniah 1, verse 11. How ye inhabitants of Miktesh, for all the merchant people are cut down, all they that bear silver are cut off. Right. You people are going to howl in America, because America is the modern day Miktesh. Okay? You're going to howl. All right, all you business owners, you're going to howl. A lot of you going to commit suicide. Yep, suicide is going to be on the rise. 12. And it shall come to pass at that time that I will search Jerusalem with candles. Right, Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So it's talking about you Israelites. And punish the men that are settled on their lees, right, that were chilling. Especially those that knew that they were Israelites and they didn't do anything about it. They didn't preach the word, all right? They didn't go on the highways and byways, all right? They just sat on their leaves, just chilling, all right? And still being wicked. That say in their heart, the Lord will not do good, neither will he do evil. Right, that's what you were betting on. But guess what? It's evident America's being judged. Look at 2020, bucko. Look at 2020. 2020, Apostle Har deemed it the year of prophecy. Hello? It's evident the Lord is bringing evil upon this place. Real quick scripture. Amos 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, the people not be afraid? Right. The prophets were blowing that trumpet. And don't get it twisted. You were warned by the prophets. Mainly had great millstone. All right, starting with the apostles. Once again, 35 plus years, 30 plus years. All right, the elders, 25 plus years, 20 years. Okay, we were blowing that trumpet, and you weren't afraid. But guess what? You're afraid now. You're afraid now. Now you're hearing that trumpet. Okay, because it was spiritual. We were blowing the spiritual trumpet. Shall there be evil in the city, and the Lord have not done it? Right. The Lord brings evil into the city, meaning when you go into that word, evil means bad times. And America, it's time for bad times. Babylon cannot be healed. This is the work of the Lord. One more scripture and I'll close out. I think we got to the point. Ecclesiastes 12 and I'll start at 1. Remember now thy creator in the days of thy youth, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh, when thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. Right. For majority of you Jakes, all right, dwelling here in America, you've heard this word, all right? You've heard this word for a couple of years, all right? Especially you older Jakes. You've heard this word, all right? And guess what? You didn't want to come to your creator. You didn't want to seek the Lord, all right? You didn't want to do it in your youth. You wanted to do it on your time, not the Lord's time. Okay. 2, while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Right. Because, what's happening now, now you got people talking about, we got to get to the Bible. Oh, we got to start, reading the scriptures. But guess what, man? Hey, I'm looking at things as a whole, man. I'm looking at things collectively, and for majority of you Jakes, it's too late, man. It's too late. It is too late. Okay? It's too late. Because you should have been seeking the Lord when everything was Gucci, everything was great, everything was chill. Everything was okay. That you were able to still go out to the club, you were able to still go out to the bar, you were still able to go out to the concerts. That's when you should have been seeking the Lord. Not now. When everything shut down, all right, when there's riots and protesting. Donald Trump said he may invoke Insurrection Act, all right. 3, and the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinder seas because they are few, and those that look out of the windows be dark and right. And this is the time, man. This is what we've been saying, all right. Now look, there's no future for America. Can you honestly think that America's gonna recover after all this? You obviously, you live in fantasy world, and what you really is, you trust in Esau, Edom, all right, your daddy, all right. 4, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, and the sound of the grounding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the doors of music shall be brought low, right. And that's where we're at now, all right. Stores are closing down. The future of America is dark. Only thing left for this place is judgment. And you're seeing it. And these are the beginning stages. You haven't seen nothing yet. Wait till the military starts opening up on you, Jakes. All right, with high-powered weaponry. Okay, drone strikes, predator drones. I just saw an article that they got a predator drone circling around Minneapolis, Minnesota, doing surveillance. A predator drone that can easily change, okay, into an air assault, a warplane, okay? But these are the times that we're living in. Babylon can't be healed. This is the work of the Lord, all right? Riches profit not in the day of wrath, and the wrath is coming. Proverbs 11. I'll end up with this one. Proverbs 11 and 4. Riches profit not in the day of wrath, but righteousness delivereth from death. Right. So there you have it. So if you not want to seek the Lord, man, all right, you ain't going to be delivered from, all right, from the Lord's wrath, because the Lord's bringing that wrath, and he's going to use Esau, Edom, so-called white man, to do it, because that's the sword of the wicked is his sword. Okay, and that's Esau, Edom. So with that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Rukah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, Rubel, and taught us this truth. They are the true teachers for the nation of Israel on earth today. And salutation to the Akim out there pushing this truth and sincerity throughout the four corners of the earth, risking their life to do so for Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai's sake. Love you, brothers. Keep enduring, keep the faith. As you can see, we're almost out of here. Right now, I'm hearing a whole bunch of sirens, a whole bunch of police right now as I'm closing out. Yeah, it's getting bad out here. Hey, but that's all up to the Lord, man. Stay prayed up. Okay, we're almost out of here, brothers. We're almost out of here. Shalom. And for the few that are watching, keep studying. Shalom. And of course, Abba Abba. Shalom.